What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? You know what it is. It is a special, very special episode of the Morning Show podcast. Today we have a very interesting person. I've been following what he's been doing, especially in our city of Buffalo, man. He really is laying down a blueprint. And for him not to be a hometown plant, you know, he was kind of planted here. For him not to have grown here just astounds me, the love that he gives to the city. Even though he's not here, he continues to show up and show out for our city of Buffalo. He has the Buffalo love, you know, like I love my city. Like I always say, Buffalo is not my hometown. Lackawanna is my hometown, but Buffalo is definitely my city. And when you have people like Stevie Johnson just continuing to pour into our community and into our youth, it makes a wealth of a difference. We need more of this, y'all. When we have things like this going on, what Stevie's doing, you'll see a difference in the children, right? Because our children really are our future. And when we can support them and mold them and provide them with guidance and love, you'd be surprised at what they can become, because we want them to become all that they can be. But we know how it is, especially coming from where a lot of us come from. We come from the inner city. We come from these neighborhoods. You know, I always talk about me coming from the projects. You see a lot of negativity and you don't always see positivity, but what Stevie Johnson stands for is positivity and pouring into the youth. So I want to play one of the songs. This is, if you have been following us, the morning show, you know, this is one of our favorite songs during the season, during football season. So why not open it up with that, right? We're going to open it up with one of our favorite songs. You already know what it is.
Why so serious?
And if you're not here today, you should have been.
It's a mafia.
Who next?
It's a mafia.
We next.
It's a mafia.
Who next?
It's a mafia.
We next.
It's us against the world. It's us against Buffalo against the world. It's us against the world. It's us against us. It's Buffalo against the world.
That's J1 Trey.
Pulling up in this big body like Gusto. Even rich like Reed and Diggs, we move so well. You should know the drill. You should know the vibes. If it ain't red, white, and blue, baby, that's not my size. It's the mafia, the fan base that'll die for you. On Sundays, we are not cool. Any other days, we'll ride with you. We heaven sent, we're Hamlin win. 3 spoke to God and said thanks, though. Having cool years real dope, but I really miss the fan base, though.
Now turn it up.
Hey,
Turn it up.
hey,
Turn it up.
hey,
Turn it up.
hey,
Turn it up.
hey.
Turn it up. It's the
mafia.
We next. It's the mafia. Who next? It's the mafia. We next. It's us against us. It's us against the world. It's us against us. Buffalo against the world. It's us against us. It's us against the world. It's us against us. It's Buffalo against the world.
It's time to get on the field now.
Okay, this song gets us hype. I like those screams.
Yeah, they're going crazy right there. When I heard this, like the words just came out.
Ooh. Yes, welcome. I'm gonna bring my other co-host up here. He is like a NFL football connoisseur. I had to ask him to be a part of this. Welcome, Four-Star Lamar, creator.
What's going on, man? How y'all doing? What's going on, Queen? How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I appreciate you joining us today. We have the great Stevie Johnson in here.
Stevie Wonder. That's why I used to call you. You was on my fantasy team, dog. I'm telling you. Yeah. You was like the second wide receiver. Hey, you put in work for me. I came close to winning, but if I'd have won, it'd have been because of you, dog. You be putting in work.
Man, love. That's what's up. And you had more stars than me in my football career. I was only a 2 or 3 star. You feel me? You 4-star, Lamar. Let's get it.
I love how humble you are, Stevie.
Yes.
You know, I've been doing my research and, you know, watching interviews that you were in, and you are just such a humble spirit. And for you to not be from our city, but to pour back into our city, I mean, just hats off to you. Salute to you. You know, I feel like that's the blueprint for what so many more of us can be doing, and hopefully we'll be following suit because it's needed, especially with our youth, especially with our youth. So,
Yeah, no
so
doubt.
talk to us about, you know, your journey to even becoming this person that you are, and what you stand for, why so serious, and, you know, the handle your business and have fun. You know, what brought that out of Stevie Johnson?
You know what? That's a great question, and that's good that you took it there. You know, because they got to understand where it started at. And I grew up in San Francisco, California. You know, my stepfather was Herm Lewis. He was a music producer, and he was a street activist, a community activist around the area. And growing up in that time, it was a lot of territory beef. You know what I mean? You
Mm-hmm.
from here, you don't go there. You know what I'm saying? You stayed in your area. But what OG Herm did, he was able to go everywhere, and he brought everybody together. And what I saw as a youth was, you know, events, people putting on music show. He did music shows, obviously, and community events. You know, so as a youth, that's what I saw. You know, so I figure when I get in a position of status or something, wherever I'm at, I want to be able to unify areas and businesses, just how I seen coming up. You know, and I think that gave me something to shoot for. You know, as I went through the trials and tribulations of trying to make it to be somebody, you know, I still had a vision of something, which is what the OG showed me. So now when I was blessed to get drafted to the Buffalo Bills, I didn't choose this, you know, that it just so randomly happened to get Stevie Johnson from Kentucky. And
Mm,
and then with the love that I received from Buffalo and the loyalty, I stand by Buffalo because of the loyalty. Because I had bad times, even though people know me for good times, but I had a lot of bad times also. And they
mm-hmm.
still stayed solid, but kept it 100 with me, you know. And that's what we used to back in the Bay Area where we from. You know, keep it real. Don't just disregard people because of one or two bad things. You know what I'm saying? You see the
Mm-hmm.
heart. And that just kept me in the city. And what I wanted to do there was show what I've been done, what I've been shown as a kid, you know. And it's important to do that back in Buffalo because that's where I'm, you know, mostly known for.
Yeah, that's amazing that you said that. One of the So you were the seventh round draft pick.
Indeed.
You're a legend here, and you were named Legend of the Year by by the Buffalo Bills for your community activism, which I think is so phenomenal. You grew up in Northern California, in the San Francisco area. What I also found so phenomenal about you is that they aren't co-workers, but your the other uh, Bill's people, they also spoke so highly of you, and high regards of what you do in the community. How does that make you feel to know that you are placed in such a high regard because you're out here doing the work? It's not for nothing, like you deserve it. But how does that make you feel?
Yeah, I just feel more motivated to keep creating, to continue to try to, you know, shape the lives of these young minds and people
Hmm.
that are the same age and higher. Because, you know, it's funny that you say that. Like I won the Legend of the Year for community activism. Um, I didn't even know that there was a Legend of the Year award that they gave out. You know,
Mm,
it all started, like I said. That's good that we opened up the conversation with how I became, you know, who I am and doing what I'm doing in the community
mm-hmm,
is it's simply because of, you know, what I saw. So I was just out there doing events, you know, trying to do what I do in my daily life with my kids, bring it to Buffalo with y'all kids, and it just kept stacking up. And then they awarded me, you know, this Legend of the Year award, and and it all started. The funny thing about it is, it all started with they wanted me to just do an appearance like signings, but
mm,
I walk outside my hotel room and I see like a basketball court. I see this is Reese Park. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know anything about it, but I'm staying at the Richardson Hotel, and I'm walking around and I seen the park. I'm like, man, I'm with my brother. Like, we should do a tournament right here. You know, like that's what we know. That's what we do back in the Bay. We see a court. Let's let's get it popping. I
All
seen
day,
kids
full
down there.
court.
Yeah. So yeah, so I'm like, man, this would be pretty sweet, and it's right next to this historical landmark hotel that they saying, you know, all the things they say about it. But that's pretty cool though. Okay, let's bring some attention over here. And then I got some pushback talking about, you know, hey, well, you can't do it in this area, you know, because you can't bring people from here to there and this and that. And it's just it kind of blows my mind because that's what they were saying to Herm Lou back in the day, you know. You can't bring these people here, but they know his aura is positive and progressive, you know. I'm like, man, I'm not trying to hear like we can't do this, and I'm not trying to be oblivious to what's going on, but I think I got enough respect out here to for them to chill for a day or for a few hours, you know what I'm saying? And it was an absolute success. It was major, and to be doing it again now at Delaware Park is just like, you know, a testament to the city. So I got to continue doing it for them because they showed love for that season 1.
I just want to bring this up. What's your thoughts, Lamar? Because you are from the city of Buffalo. Did you have a Stevie Johnson growing up, somebody that poured into the city, or what would you have done had you had someone like Stevie when you were younger?
When we grew up, we had a couple people. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Stevie probably one of the better people to do it, but he's not one of the first. We got the Willie Hutchins, and you know what I'm saying, Bob Lanier, you know what I'm saying? That's big cuz. So Bob Lanier to put a couple of things out there. So there was a couple of things. I was a homebody, you know what I mean? I was a fat little kid that liked movies, you know what I mean? I didn't need all that. I was just in the house, you know what I mean? I just kind of just kept to myself, stayed to myself, and you know what I mean? I had a small select group, so I was lucky enough to be in a situation where I didn't need people to reach out to necessarily. You know what I'm saying? I was fortunate enough where everybody's not to have a strong support system. My mom is real solid. My grandparents was real solid. I got real solid aunts and uncles where I know people that don't have that. So I feel like what people like what Stevie do, especially for black males, I believe it's crazy necessary to have stuff like, you know what I'm saying, that positive outreach type of thing, because Stevie done been other places. I done been a couple other places where you see towns that don't have that type of thing, and you kind of see the difference.
What happens?
You know what I'm saying? Those towns kind of like, you know what I'm saying, like, don't go into these type towns. You know what I'm saying? You know, they try to do better. I give everybody their props. Chicago, Philly, stuff like that, where violence has gotten real bad and they trying to do something to make a change. But it's necessary. It's necessary everywhere. I believe it's a necessary thing that Stevie is doing, and a lot of people that's on his level is doing currently right now. Yeah. And I applaud him for it. You know what I'm saying? I love when brothers take this money they make from sports and do something positive with it. They just don't go all spend it. I like cars and chains too, but you know what I'm saying? Put that money to some good use. And when you put that money to some good use, that right there, what he's doing currently right now, will live way after he's gone and off this planet. You know what I'm saying? Football records and stuff like that, they meant to be broken. But stuff like this cement and stay in history forever. And I, for one, as being a 40-year-old black man, I'm applauding you for what you're doing. And I want you to keep on doing it, because you're going to inspire somebody else to do exactly what you're doing. And it's going to keep going and going and going. Was it reach one and teach one? Is that what the saying is?
Yep. Teach one, teach one. Yep.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So this is teaching one slowly right now. Oh, snaps. Okay.
Here we go. So talk to us about what's going on here. So these are the sponsorship opportunities, the sponsorship options, everybody. Talk to us about the Buffalo, the 3-on-3 Classic, Stevie. What's going on?
So with the Classic, that's basically all charity driven. You know, I grew up in San Francisco in the Boys and Girls Club in the YMCA. So that's who we partner with. So everything that we make, we circle back and get it back into the community, you know, for things like cleats, books, backpacks. We have our backpack drive coming up. So we do everything and recycle it in. I linked up with Crossbar Athletics, and that's Nate and Logan, their brothers. And you know, we provide apparel and accessories for our athletes, you know, in our management company. But yeah, those are my partners with the 3v3 tournament, and that's just something special too. They have the same vision that we have to dive into the community. Me, Crossbar, and Dom Cook. He's a native of Buffalo. We created a program called Empower the Huddle, where we go to schools and we let them compete in the classroom and on the field, and then we give out free jerseys, uniforms, and we do that every season. So we'll be going into season 3 coming up, and last year's was Bennett High School. They won. Yeah, so I'm just aligned with people that's got the same mind and always ready to progress and create for others. I wanted to get back to what you were saying, Four Star, about people being in the city and doing things like this. That's great. It goes to everybody didn't make it to the league, but those ones that did, and those are the ones that we got to reach out to and get in the community so that we can get more of those people that can have mindsets like you, where you can be content in your own zone and still know that you gonna be all right. It's a lot of them out there that'll be alone, but they don't have that comfort, they don't have that person to be that vision for them. So yeah, making this effort is huge, and we trying to do it to the fullest.
What challenges, if any, have you found in putting everything together, Stevie?
Yeah, I mean, you can't do this alone. You can't build this company out alone. And at the same time, with so many things that we do, you gotta have, like, your team got to be strong, and you go through ups and downs of losing people. And that's the realness of business. You go think people work out, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. You know, uh, it can get sensitive, it can get touchy, because you might think someone is cool in business terms, but you can't hold on to that, because you still gotta progress and keep going. And if you tie into trying to hold on to somebody that's not kind of doing their job or carrying their weight, it's kind of slowing you down. So you gotta be about your business. That's where the handle biz come in. Then the fun will happen after that. You know what I'm saying? However that'll happen. But you gotta it's ups and downs in the business and creating too. It's not all fun and just having events and things like that. It's more that goes into it. And I just want people to understand that part of it.
What do you feel is something that, um, if anyone's interested, what is a great takeaway, or what can they expect from this tournament?
Well, I just say, another thing, they got the Taste of Buffalo is happening, I believe, the 12th and the 13th. So
Hmm.
it's just adding to the list of events and things that's happening in Buffalo. I can't say, oh, you go get this that. Man, look, it's another event for people to say, oh, we went at Delaware Park and they had this going on. Dang, we went down to Elmwood, this was going on. Like,
Hmm.
it's just another event for people to come out and have a good time and bring their friends to dress up or something, and also to provide a platform, for the hoopers and for the ones that may have not went pro, or guys that's trying to get aspiring to go pro. Hey, here's your platform for you to win our tournament, and that's pretty much the simplicity of it all, just creating to have fun with people.
I'm going to share my screen just so that, and bring up the flyer. Oh, let me bring it up so we can talk about it. So it's happening July 13th, everybody. There's a 10 a.m. check-in, 11 a.m. tip-off. The fee is $140 per team. Now, how many can be in a team, Stevie?
Four. So we have four players, and it comes with custom jerseys, and it comes with promotion and representation throughout the tournament.
Okay. Now, what is there an age limit for this?
We had so last year we had some kids that was 16, but they can hold their own. So we usually go 18 and up, because it's adults that signed up for this, and you gotta be prepared. They playing for money. They playing for cash.
I
Winners
see
get
that.
get $1,000. So it's basically like what, 35 a person, and you get your own jersey, and you potentially you win 6 games, and you can walk away with $250.
per person. I
It,
think
yeah, now,
that's so dope.
I disagree. You should let the kids play. I'm telling you, if you 12 and you can take a 25-year-old, you should let that 16-year-old, that 13-year-old ball out, man. Especially for
Man,
money. I'm telling you,
real
there's a
talk.
LeBron James out there somewhere that's like
No, so that, yeah,
14, that's off the charts.
that's what happened. That's what happened, and I'm for it. I'm for it, you know. But I got to make sure that he's protected. Talk to his parent was there, so I was like, "Yo, you sure that he can?" You know what I'm saying? I can't
Yeah, I
just
dig
have
it. As
somebody
far as
showing up. Yeah,
safety concerns,
right,
I
right.
got you.
But
Yeah.
yeah, man, we had some ballers, man. I was trying to what I wanted to do was expand that from last year because we had so many ballers out there. I wanted to connect them and play a game against my West Coast All Stars. You know, I wanted to like meet up in Vegas or something, but you know, you still gotta you got a business, you know what I mean, and logistics and things like that. So
Mhm.
it didn't really happen. But I'm looking at doing something like that in the future, you know, to keep it cool.
Yeah, the growth. This is just the second annual. So,
Indeed.
God willing is going to continue to grow. The city, I'm praying that everybody supports. Again, we brought up there's some sponsorship opportunities as well. Everybody, if you are interested, it's all going to a good cause. I'll bring that up again. There's sponsorship options here. You have the bronze for $100 and it goes all the way up to the platinum. That's $1,000. The bronze, you'll get your name on the event website, the program, a thank you post on the social media, your name on the sponsor banner. Uh, then there's the platinum. You get you get all the gold perks and some more things. But again, this is a great event because it's for the kids. I can remember as a kid myself, we had a community center which we called the Friendship House. Those of you who are from my hometown of Lackawanna, it was everybody remembers the Friendship House. It's where a lot of us grew up. It's where a lot of us we called home. The parents weren't home, they were working. You can go up there. Sometimes you can get food to eat. You had Pearlie and Mrs. Fears, who were two of the directors there, but they acted as parents for a lot of us. So this is definitely needed. Things
Yeah.
like this is definitely needed. And I applaud you for having the foresight to continue to bring things like this to the community. And this is not the only thing. Like, you're so humble. This is not the only thing that you're a part of. I believe you the first annual 716 Music Awards, you also had parts, and you constantly are giving back, Stevie. So how do you practice self-care, because you're giving so much to people? Who gives back to Stevie?
I guess the community and the events. I guess when we show up, the support and the love. You know,
Mm-hmm.
to answer that, um, we don't expect to continuously do things. We don't know what's next. To be honest, it's something happens to where I end up checking a message and then, oh hey, business plan sounds nice. They catch my attention, and then now we're on to making children's books. So it's, I guess that's who's giving back. God, this these blessings that he's been giving me, because like you said, this is not the only thing, but even though it's one thing, I want to make it big, because it is big for that one person or that team that's trying to win that bread or whatnot. um
Mm-hmm.
and another thing, to go back to what you were saying about the family house, like
The Friendship House,
that,
yeah.
yeah, the friendship house, that stuff don't just pop up, you know what I'm saying? So like events
Mm-hmm.
like this, and writing grants and things like that, that helped provide for us, as we was growing up, just so that people understand that. And another thing that we have is with our mentorship is teaching people how to write grants, because it took
Mm-hmm.
me a while before I understood how to get money from the government, utilizing businesses and nonprofits and things like that. And a lot of us don't really understand that. They went about it the way that I started off with. You got to hustle, you know what I'm saying? Just you go out there and you make the money, then you save it and you put it, you know what I'm saying? But you can actually get a lot of free money, but you got to set things up in a certain way. And we provide courses and things like that with our
Mm.
network. So yeah,
Okay.
we starting them young too. We have kids that's already in our company that's start well. The youngest is six years old out here in San Diego. We have a 6 year old,
Wow.
but yeah, we're not teaching any business like that. But we make sure we do our check-ins. It's a single family, so we just there to provide and make sure that kid is right. But we have
Mm-hmm.
kids in Arizona that's taking our courses, our money mentorships. We've been grateful to partner with MNT, and we made some establishments with them, and they do personal calls and check-ins for kids. So we doing a lot, and that's the give back. That's the give back. Being able to create these things and it be prosperous.
Mm-hmm. That is so dope. You're also a part of the Buffalo Against the World podcast. How is that going? Tell us more. Talk to us about that as well. And I just want to read what Mike said. He said that's a great idea. I hope more athletes and entertainers piggyback off of that idea. I hope so also. I really hope so as well. Because
You know,
again, it's the blueprint, right?
Yeah, yeah. You know what? And it's what we do in our livelihoods. I remember when one of our athletes, a receiver from San Diego, he passed away. It was like a suicide or something. And I'm like,
Mm,
how? Like how did why would he do something like that? And how could he be in his hotel room alone? You was a baller.
mm,
And then when I retired, you hit a wall. You go to this dark place, and if you don't have the right surrounding and people around you, or you wasn't disciplined enough to keep your money together while you was playing, then man, once you hit that dark spot that we can't explain, but we can tell you after you experience, you know what I'm saying? it's
mm-hmm,
it's it's tough, and I felt like I had to get out there more. I had to create more within what I do already, and I wanted other athletes to see you don't have to go into the work world if you don't want to. Because I'm not a guy that I can sit in
punch
the
clock.
job place. Yeah,
Yeah.
so. But what I do is I like music. I grew up around music. I grew up around sports, so I kept it simple off top, and I just built around that. Started a league within a few with like 6 or 7 kids, and it just grew. That thing grew, and just utilized the network. But I don't know, like it's so much that we can go into, but it's just providing that vision. Like this here, this HBHF, the H
Mm-hmm.
on here is a spark. Well, right here, the H on here is a spark because we just want to spark the mind. Like a starter program, get them started. You know what I mean? Give them a vision, and then y'all can do whatever y'all want with whatever information y'all got. But if you utilize this, it's going to be a better you're going to be a better person, or your community going to be better, because we all about, like I said, positivity and progression.
Mm-hmm. But how do you, so mentally going back to, I know I had asked like about Buffalo Against the World, but I take mental health so seriously, and I think sometimes we don't speak about it often enough. And many of us, we go into these dark places and we're afraid to talk about them, even though other people may be facing the same issues, but they don't even know that they are not alone. How did you handle it when you got out of that space? Because you were on this huge platform. You were a Buffalo Bills wide receiver, one of the
Mhm.
one of the best that we've ever had here. And then that was no longer there. How did you handle that transition? And how long did it take you to get back to feeling like, you know what, this is just a new place. This is a new space that I'm going to be in.
Yeah, it took. So 1 year was cool. It was cool. And then the second year, it kind of like hit, like you don't have no schedule no more. Like, what are you
Mhm.
doing? You're not catching passes. You're not going to practice and proving yourself. You already Mr. Why so serious, like, because and I was why so serious because I took everything so serious. I wouldn't go do this if I didn't do that. Which ultimately became, if you don't handle biz, you don't have fun, basically. And now I can't even prove my skill, what I've been known for what, 20 years and 30 years at the time when I retired. So it hit me, and that was like, at least I want to say a year, of just trying to find. First is just thoughts, and that's where the battle is. You got to just go out there and do what's true to you. If it's positive, go out and do it. Because I wasted a lot of time. I felt like, just battling my mind.
Mhm.
I was on here, so I shouldn't be doing this for here. You know what I mean? I'm used to checks up here as opposed to saying, hey, so it was hard for me to handle business with people because the money wasn't the same as what I was already used to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
would just be like, nah, it's good. You feel me? So I kind of built up it was a trust, but I was kind of doing business wrong. I wouldn't advise anybody to do it like that. You always got to get some type of money or deposit because you got time. That's your time, you know. So that's fair, you know. But that year was tough though. It was difficult, you know. But after that, like, you gotta stay solid and stay grounded. And what helped me was family. That's what it is. That's what ultimately kept me going was my family. I had my wife who's always there supportive. Then I got the
Need that
kids.
backbone.
Yeah, like unbelievable. So
Hmm.
that ultimately was it though, because if I didn't have them, I probably would still probably just be chilling. Who knows? I'll probably just be chilling and coasting or cruising. But they keep me active, and then with them being active, I get to see different things. You know, things that I didn't know I was gonna run into. For example, hey, our kid is in sports. I'm not expecting to go meet somebody that can help me with our mentorship at the sports thing. I'm just signing my kid up to go play and be active. But going out and doing it, it might open up other doors for you. So, you know,
Mm.
people that's listening, try not to be, if you feel lazy, if you feel like, oh, I'm gonna just be lazy, try to get up and go do it anyway. You never know what you go run into. And I want to, and I'm a piggyback off that because it's so real. I got so much, and it's just unbelievable. So, like you said, I ended up getting the Legend of the Year, right? That all started with, think about it. Hey, can you fly out here and do a signing at this hotel? I'm a book you here, and then you just wait for your time, and then you pull up and you do your signing. I go out and do something else, just health wise, walking around this landmark place. I see the park. We created one event off of that, and then I end up going back to the hotel. This is all in the same trip. I go back to the hotel. I check my Facebook. Then I got a message from the guy who said, "Hey, I created this red zone game about your career. You know how you mix basketball and football. You know." And so I'm like, I'm interested. So I send a message back. We end up meeting 2 days later because I end up extending my trip. We end up meeting 2 days later. Now we have this interactive game for kids that spread all through Western New York now with our partnership with the YMCA. It's just unbelievable.
Wow.
That same time we're walking across the street. I'm sure you know Stevie Johnson, Matty Ross. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going across the street to get a demo of this game, and I run into a guy with the same name as me, fashion designer, you know, positive guy, influence in the community. We connect, you know, and that was another a partnership that's very strong right now. It's just so many things that's happened. I go to the bar. This, like Miss Vet, 4 star. This is all happening within that same trip, that one trip of going to do a signing. Then I go to the bar and this guy walk up to me and say, "Hey, I wrote this book, this children's book about you. You got my attention now. Okay, send it to this email." Sent it to the email. One thing led to another. We 4 books now. We'll have our 4th book on Eric Wood coming out in probably September. You know, and all that just continued to happen because I went and took a walk and walked around this location, and you know what I'm saying. One thing led to another. So try not to be lazy, or you can be chill if you overworked and your body needs to rest. But if you feel
Mhm.
like you got that energy and you just mentally, I ain't gonna do nothing. All right, just go try, just do it. Give it that last effort because you might meet somebody or be presented with an opportunity. It's real.
Ooh, I don't know about y'all, but that was definitely for me. That was definitely
Hey,
for me. Thank you for that, Stevie. I am in
Right.
a
Go,
indeed,
go,
indeed,
go and sit out on your porch, vet. You never know who might walk by. That's how.
right, because I am in a
exactly.
transition, and man, trying to balance that when you go from, like you said, the one income to a different, and it's like, man, like you just read me, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah, it's
guys.
real. It's
Mhm.
real, and you
Is
gotta be real with them, especially if we got listeners and people that may listen. Especially because my main thing is the student athletes.
yeah.
I see with me being a pro athlete or former pro athlete, I gotta somewhat stay in my lane. You know, that's where I get the attention at. So
Mhm.
you would think I got so many student athletes that's hitting me up and asking this and that. And with me having the heart that I have, I want to give everything that I got to them because I want them to be able when something happens later on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, so my main thing is them because I have kids that get scholarships, they lose their scholarships because they going back and forth on silly things. They need the guidance. They need that realness. They don't want to just hear about I got this event going and give, you know what I'm saying? Like they want to know what's up. They really want to know the real, and that's what our Exposure Academy is about. And that's just our businesses is everything that we are, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be real with them, and yeah, man, is because the world is real, and I mean they shut down the world for how long, you know?
Almost 4 years, it felt like.
Yeah, and with me being disciplined enough to listen to the OGs, like, yeah, stay in sports and this and that, and don't even dive off the porch, don't dive off the porch at all. You feel me? And
Mhm.
that helped me be okay now, because when it happened, I was chilling at my crib, not worried about nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's all because of that sacrifice and that discipline that you gotta have, and being able to hear the truth and not just what you want to
Mm,
hear. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? You gotta hear the truth.
mm. You speak about your stepdad, and he seems to have been or is a great man. One of the things that I heard you say, that he told you to be able to adapt to different environments, and that struck me because that's something that I told my kids, because I learned that, graduating from college and then going into corporate America is different. Like, I can't be the girl from the projects and I'm sitting at, these boardrooms with these people that
Right.
don't look like me. So you really have to adapt to different environments. And you also took on different personas, which is also Vet Green. Like, this is a different persona for me. Stevie Styles, talk to us about talk to us about how you continue to adapt to these environments, because you're going into different spaces and places. So how is that working for you now?
Yeah, so like we said, it started off with Pop saying that,
Mm-hmm.
and then me diving into it. You got to be comfortable with who you are, and understanding is not gonna be perfect. You know, sometimes you got to take chances, and a lot of those chances I was able to take in a pro level. So now when I do it in where I'm at now, is like I'm more comfortable at just being myself, you know, because I've done it with these type of people already, you know. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to paint a picture for not in a pro mind, you know. I don't want to paint it in a pro mind, just like a regular business person trying to make it, you know. And you got to understand there's going to be people that's not going to be comfortable with you, you know, or with your style or whatever it is, and that's okay. If the business is right, if the business is positive and makes sense, and you don't mentally get affected by the partnership or whatnot, then continue to be who you are. I would say don't ever change up, because it's eventually going to get to you. It's going to eventually, and if it don't get to you, it's going to get to somebody in your that's close to you or in your family, because you continuously going into business not being yourself. You feel me? So
Mm-hmm.
that was like a lesson, not a lesson, but that was something that I learned or picked up on, um, you know, growing up in that career. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if I would have been able to get that if I wasn't a pro, you know, and able to be comfortable in my skin anywhere. Uh, but but yeah, that's just the tip that I would give out to anybody, you know, whether you pro or not. Just try to, you know, manage your situation with how comfortable you are, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, the rest with them to take care of itself.
I like that. So you are a former Buffalo Bills wide receiver. Talk to us about some of those moments. And during doing my research, I found out that Bills Mafia actually was born based on, you know, uh,
Yeah,
uh,
how crazy is that?
yeah. Did
It's
you
like,
know that, Lamar?
No, I didn't
oh
know
my
that.
goodness. Yeah. It's a cool story, and it's like, oh my, it's one of them stories. Like, you know, it's one of my down times actually. You know what I'm saying? It blew up on a downtime basically. One first it started off, you know, Dale Reed. I don't want to say everybody. I'm just gonna say Dale Reed. Him and the crew came out to training camp, and you know, yeah, we got this thing. You guys like the mafia, you know, Bills Mafia, and we like, yeah, us being us, me, Nick Barnett, Fred Jackson, Kyle Williams, we like supported it. Yeah, we the Bills Mafia. Everybody always talking about us, et cetera, but we fan. And you know, it was hitting a little bit. I told him to put together a social media site or a page, and you know, that was formed. You know, and then later on in the season, we ended up playing the Pittsburgh game, and I'm missing the pass and things like that. But a little bit before, just let's go before that, not even a little bit. But I always want to be like, an example of something, something to happen. I never was thinking something negative to happen for me to be an example of something positive. But here it go. Now, here's the time. I'm wide open. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can guard me, and I missed this pass, and I've never had this happen to me. Like I never had this happen to me, and yeah, I ended up going on the internet. I did something silly on the internet, which I take back, but I don't take back anything that was said.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then, something happened with the NFL reporter posting things, and then Dale in the Bills Mafia account, they all supported and attacked him, and then he was like, "Yo, this Bills Mafia is like crazy, like they went in."
It's like the bees, the
Yeah.
bees
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Beyonce.
Like, man, so that they felt the wrath of Buffalo for the first time, like on social, and it just took off, and it blew up, and so yeah, all off of freaking me, man, a mental lapse, I feel, and but it turned out to be something special as we see.
Yeah, I felt your pain and as you were talking after that. Do you remember the game, Lamar, that he's talking
Yes,
about?
actually, me, and
I know.
I didn't want to mention it, and you know what I'm saying. I respect my man. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, but that's why I had my you see how I hit that? I got my hat flipped up. I was like, I'm not going to disrespect my man Stevie. I was like, that is not right. It is water under the bridge. I am not going to bring it up.
Put your hat
Out of
down,
respect
fam.
for
Put
you.
your hat down.
But I
It's
love
good.
how you were able to change the narrative of it, Stevie. I thought,
Yeah,
I love how you were able to change. Like you were like, I'm never gonna forget this. I'm never.
yeah.
You like it hurt you worse than it hurt the Bills because the love that everyone has for you.
Yeah, and look, so like that's pretty interesting because that could be something that my man's who passed away, he probably was so stuck on a play or him not being where he thought he would be, and he just dwelled on it so much and kept it in, and maybe he imploded, who knows. But with my
Mm-hmm.
situation, I felt like how he felt. I'm ready to go after something like that. Like one, I pride myself on nobody ever touching me or being able to guard me, and then I'm freaking wide open and I don't make the play, and for the first time for me to not ever make a play is in a professional league. Why would this happen now? You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
all this you know what I'm saying? Like why now? So I felt so real with the thoughts and the feelings and things like that. But at the same time, we what, oh my goodness, seventh round draft pick. You know what I'm saying? Like this is all new. So I had to be able to get that story out. One thing I wanted to add with the bar conversation. So when a guy sent me that email about the children's book that he made for me, Charles Robert, that's my partner, it was all positive. It was all positive,
Mm-hmm.
like 100% positive. The original name was Stevie Styles Always Smiles. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
wow.
And it's like I read it and I'm like, if I really want to capture these kids, they got to know like the real, like they favorite players, quote unquote. They've gone through obstacles. You know what I'm saying? So I end up writing them back like let's throw some obstacles, some tough times in there, so that they can understand like the person you see on TV. Damn, he went through going to a school where he never played football. You know what I mean? Or he had to adjust to this, and oh, he missed a game winning pass. Like but he's still him. Like how to, you know what I'm saying? You got to go through them things. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up writing them back, and then we ended up changing the name to "There's Always a Way" with Stevie J. You know what I'm saying? There's always
Mm-hmm.
a way to overcome. You know what I'm saying? So getting that out there and being able to present that to the world is big. It's big for kids more than just me feeling sorry and sad for myself.
Mm-hmm. uh, Mike said, I'm going to say you're a class act. You got a lot of athletes don't even look back more or less their own hometown, which is great. You really are a class act, Stevie. I hope you know that. I really hope
Man.
you know that. You
Thank you.
are.
Yeah. And we spreading this thing, like I want it to be everywhere because I want others to have that connection around other states like I do. I want people in Buffalo to go into Club HBHF Buffalo to be able to pull up to Arizona on the West Coast and be comfortable going to taking their kids to their training sessions or whatever networks they need. I want to build that up in different places. And, we still in the beginning phases, but we progressive with it.
Yeah. What do you think about Kendrick? Kendrick just brought, coming from California, he just brought a lot of different territories on stage. Did you hear about that, or what?
Yeah,
What do you?
definitely, and like that's what we seen. It wasn't as much love how it was shown with Kendrick nowadays with them
Mm-hmm,
dancing, but being able to come together like that that's what we seen. You know, that's what we seen back in the days when it's sunny. We was living in a war zone, but who would have thought? Because it looks beautiful. We on the hill. They got the Bay Bridge in the background. You know what I'm saying? All that looking good, and we got every territory here. And then they got music going on. That's when Rapping Forte coming out. RBL Posse was doing their thing. Primo, like it was,
E40, yeah.
yeah, E40 come through, Mac Dre, like it was just everybody, and that's all the way up in Vallejo. If people don't know, like that's Vallejo in the Bay Area is like an hour or so away. But everybody was there, you know, and that's what it looked like. You know, that's how it should be. You know,
yeah,
whether you gang banging or whether you teaching or substitute teach, like be who you are. You know what I'm saying? If you gang banging, ain't don't no negative gang banging. Be a protector of your community. You know what I'm saying? Be a creator of the community. You know what I'm saying? Get the people that's doing the bad stuff out. You know what I'm saying? Power.
mm-hmm,
That's what I mean by if you gang banging. You know what I'm saying? But how it
mm-hmm,
originated. You know, being protectors of the community.
mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, you know, like that's what it should be, and that's what we're working towards, and that's why I like that. Like I said, we have an event on July 13th, and there's also the taste of Buffalo, you know. So it's a lot that's going on. So that's good to see for people,
Yeah.
and for
Now,
kids. Hopefully, the kids can get out and see that because you know they may be the creators later on.
Exactly.
hoping that they will be. I just want to provide our kids with a better future than what they have right now. Because if you look at what's going on in the news and all the negativity is pushing negativity, you know, it seems like they have nothing right now. So we need more of the things that Stevie Johnson does in all the communities around the
Agreed.
world. You know, we desperately need more support because you think about you were born in the 90s, right? And during that
86.
time, that's when the crack epidemic had hit. And you probably had a lot of your classmates who had parents or maybe family members also who had gotten addicted to the crack cocaine. And it really did tear up our neighborhoods. And looking back now, you know, I was born in the 70s, and looking back at what was done, it's like we have to do more. We were a part, especially my generation, we were a part of the tearing apart of it. So I feel like it's our duty to just bring back more, you know. So I fully support this. I fully support whatever it is that we can do on this platform to help get the message out there. We fully support that. Also, now I know you have with Emmanuel Kulu, the
Yes,
Buffalo Against the World.
absolutely.
Now, is that coming back this season?
Yeah, we actually planned. We just had a meeting and you know, strategy meeting just a few days ago about, you know, our future things, future doings, our collaboration with Red Zone Football and our mentorship program. So for anybody that's listening, they can tap in with our club hbhf@gmail.com if they
Okay.
want to get involved, you know. And Kulu he's a huge part of that. You know, he's heavy on the faith and taking care of like disabled children. We have connections with, I don't even like saying disabled because they so able. You know what I mean? It's crazy. We got a connection with Mr. Wheels, and we had them on Kulu and Wheels on, and also his music, you know, assistants. You know, and a lot of the kids that that we know, they know how to make music. They listen to music, or they interested in music. So that's what I end up doing. I end up getting that partnership with Kulu, and him
Mhm.
being able to put on those master classes, and that's what we're setting up for the kids that's not necessarily interested in running routes and learning football. We just trying to provide other things for them also.
I want to play this song. This is our song during football season. Lamar, this song is just hypes us up when we are on this platform. I'm going to play it again. And then I want you to tell us a little bit as we are closing out about how this song came to be. I know one of your mottos is why so serious. So let's get into it. Let's rock out to it and then come back and talk to us about this song. It just gets me hyped every time I hear it.
That's J1 Trey. Why so serious?
And if you're not here today, you should have been.
It's the mafia. Who next? It's the mafia. We next. It's the mafia. Who next? It's the mafia. We next. It's us against us. It's us against the world. It's us against us. Buffalo against the world. It's us against us. It's us against the world. It's us against us. It's Buffalo against the world.
That's J1 Trey. Pulling up in this big body like Bruce Stone. Even rich like Reed and Diggs, we move so well. You should know the drill. You should know the vibes. If it ain't red, white, and blue, baby, that's not my size. It's the mafia, the fan base that'll die for ya. On Sundays, we are not cool. Any other days, we'll ride with ya. We heaven sent, we're Hamlin win. 3 spoke to God and said thanks though. Having cool years real dope, but I really miss the fan base though.
Now turn it up, turn it up, wait. 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 It's the mafia. Who next? It's the mafia. We next. It's the mafia. Who next? It's the mafia. We next. It's us against us. It's us against the world. It's us against us. Buffalo against the world. It's us against us. It's us against the world. It's us against us. It's Buffalo against the world.
Man, the first time I heard that, I was like, what? We had to play it back like 4 times. Talk to us.
Yeah, he put that together nice.
The inspiration, all of it. And then you hear them, it's the mafia. You hear the chorus like singing it for you. Man.
Man, I love that. I love that. He put that together. And now that feeling was the same feeling I got when he sent it over. You know, he ended up, he sent me a random message again. You know, I get a lot of messages and business plans and ideas and stuff. And certain ones catch my attention.
That you answer.
yeah. Certain ones catch my attention. I don't leave them all empty. You know, I respond to them. But I end up hearing Kulu sent me the beat. He was respectful. You know what I'm saying? We handled our business together, and he just continued to be the same guy that he was when he first left that message. You know. And then when he sent over the beat, he was like, yeah, you think you can put something on this? And man, as soon as I heard that, it was just pulling up in this big body like Bruce. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it just came out. It just came out easy. And but a special thing about that was at that time I was with my cousin Rich Rocka, who's also a music artist out in the Bay Area, and he's got a song for the NBA 2K. He's got the lead song on there. And I just so happened to be in his studio, so I ended up being able to record it in his studio, and he even got some ad libs on there. He said, he's known for it. Yeah. He got some ad libs at the end, and it was just pretty cool. His little, he do a little sound, you know what I'm saying, for his ad libs. So it's cool to get him on there also. And that was just a cool creation that we ended up making. You know.
Man, I can't even lie. That is the hardest.
Yeah.
Man,
it was almost kind of unfair to play. It's like it's not football season. Like I'm kind of like now after that, I want to go watch some I want to go watch some football now. I can't go watch no football. It's football time now.
Go ahead though. Go check them out. They doing their thing. They about to start training camp in July. They finishing up, I think, mini camp. You know, get to know your players, man. Get to know them because it's guys on there with stories that's even better than mine, man. I can give you one example. If you all want to look him up, Ray Davis from Kentucky. You know, the kid, he's actually from San Francisco also, but his story is unbelievable, man. He was homeless. Ended up becoming a Heisman candidate his last year in college, and now he's in Buffalo. Of all places he could have gone, he came to the Mafia. So yeah, like
Wow.
there's so many guys that you guys can just dive into and really fall in love with. Another Frank Gore Jr. You know what I'm saying? Like that's special. You got to just watch his determination. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think he was drafted, but Pop's one of the greatest. We got some legacy kids on our team now. It's love.
That's what's up.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Oh man, while I'm at it, I gotta say shout out to Kyer Elam. Also, we had our backpack drive. We do an annual drive next August. In August, we'll have like 100 or so backpacks to give out. We do that with Delaware Park, which was a connection from my children's book guy. You know, so I'm just living my truth and living what I love. You know, doing things for the kids, being in the community, and you know, I mean, jumping off the porch as far as being out there to meet people.
That's what
I
I have
got
to
you.
do more of that.
I'm gonna be in his inbox. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm definitely gonna drop. Y'all think I'm crazy? Y'all think I'm bugging out?
Bang.
I'm definitely gonna drop something to
Yeah.
Stevie DM.
Look, yeah, for real, man. Because it's like we gotta make money for ourselves or create something or at least show something for the kids to see so that they can even keep a positive mindset. Because you know it's sweet now, but it get dark. It can get cold out here. You feel me? And I always bring it. I always talk to my kids, but not my kids, but our mentees. You know, I remind them about that COVID. Like that's is real. Like it's really real. Like they shut down everything. Like who would have thought? When I first heard, do you remember when you first heard about it? Like, oh, that'll never come out here. We good. And then they do this. Like, how do they allow that? Who knows what's gonna happen in another 10 years or 20 years? So let's keep y'all mindset focused and strong and create so that y'all can be cool when they do try to do something, you know? That's my mindset. That's always where I'm. That's the in the back of my mind, making sure these people are able. Because I got kids out here too, and y'all gonna be in the same world together. You feel me? I'd rather be an ally than you know what I mean an enemy.
Amen to that.
Amen.
So as we are, you gave us so many jewels today. Lamar, did you have any other questions to ask? You are a football head, so
yeah, but I got Stevie Johnson. I love backpacks and 3-on-3 basketball games. I love all that. But I want to ask some football questions. I want to ask. I only got really one good one. The thing I like to ask
whatever.
Any athlete that I meet that's been doing it for a while and did it at a top level like you. Who was the best player you ever played against?
That's a good one. That's a good question because you know the best player with accolades to other people, I would say Darrell Revis, the Island. You know,
Okay.
but when I say who was the best player, I would give props to many of my teammates because each of their technique made me who I was, you know. And the main one was Drayton Florence, who I give credit to because he was the one who was able to speak to me. And as a pro, you might run into a lot of these people where, oh, you know, I don't want to give away my secrets or something, or you know, this is my, you know. But he
even
was
in
open.
football.
Yeah, even in football, even your own teammates, you know what I'm saying? So,
Wow.
you know, you can be secluded and isolated, but Drayton, he was savvy and he did things that was different. And I'm like, yo, how did you know I was gonna run this route over here? He like, man, the way you lined up, y'all do the same thing, y'all lined it in. And I was like, okay, he just like cracked my head with that. Like, okay, now I'm never gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be wherever and I'm gonna be able to get to where I need to, but you gonna always be thrown off. So I give a lot of credit to Drayton. But yeah, from to the world's perspective, I'll say Revis was the guy.
Okay. And I got one more for you. It's another one
You
I
got
like
this,
to
Lamar. That's why I'm glad. I thank you for
I got
joining
this.
today.
I got this. Yeah, you can go get you some
I
coffee.
know, right? I can drink with you.
But I only got one more question. I know we don't have a ridiculous amount of time, but another question I like to ask players, especially ones in football. I know you Bay Area born and raised. I know after that, Kentucky, correct? Kentucky is the college that you got drafted from. So you go from beautiful Bay Area weather to hot Kentucky to negative 14 degrees Buffalo. How did that work out for you?
Yeah, that's interesting,
We
man.
talked about that behind
But
stage
yeah, that
too.
was fun. Yeah, I was about to say that. It's funny because we was just talking about that. As a player, we don't mind it. We don't feel it at all when you're on the field, to be honest. But when you get on the sideline, you like the lead up to the game, like that'd be the worst part of it. That's when you feel everything. But during the games, none of your players, y'all don't even have to worry about that. They're not thinking about how cold it is.
Okay. I know. Like I said, it never rains in California, so I was like, this is freezing rain over here in Buffalo. So
Right.
I know it can't be easy adjustment.
Man, but yeah, like it looked so beautiful though when that snow hit. The whole city just looked good. It's already a smooth spot, but then that's just like, hey, look what else we can do. So I enjoy it. I enjoy the elements.
That is a beautiful backdrop you got right there, Stevie. I want to thank you for joining us for a very special episode. Like I said, we got your back. We got your back over here on Green Links. Definitely. Lamar, thank you for joining today. I knew that I'm like, Lamar is a football head. Like I love during football season, you and Joker going back and forth, talking stuff. Joker would have been here today, but he had to handle some business. Big up to my bro, Joker.
Do that. Always handle biz first.
Yeah, want to thank you again. I hope that we can spread the word for you. That song is phenomenal. We go out to that song, everybody.
Thank you. Wait, let me give something special for 4-star because he now I know what his hat is. He a Steeler fan and all that. I want to give you a special story. So look, it's funny how I can't be guarded and defended by nobody. You know what I mean? And then the one bad game I have is against the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? Okay, now my wife's cousin is married to Darius Hayward-Bay, who's a Pittsburgh Steeler. Now he's in the family, you know what I'm saying? So I got to see this. And then my kids go to a school and like they win championship volleyball and all that. And who's his teammates? Troy Polamalu's kids. So it's like, like that's God. I feel like that's God, you know what I'm saying? Still making fun of me. Of all the people that you can bring in teams, you can bring around, you bring a Steeler into the family, and my kids is linked up with Troy. You know what I'm saying? So it's all love, man.
Now you can go tell him, like, I can't even have an interview without a CSP.
I got the Steeler. Like,
tired of this, bro.
Throwing me off, bro.
I was sitting there. It's funny, Stevie. Before you get off real quick, I'm sitting here like, okay, I'm about to get on the show. I'm about to get ready. I'm like this. Yeah. I'm like,
hey, man, nah, yeah, it's all love. It's all love.
I was about to say, you see this like interview over, shut off everything. Interview over.
Nah, that's funny. That's funny because people be thinking that too. Like they'll see me and be like, "Yo, like, do you believe in God?" and things like, yeah, bro. What do you mean? Do I believe in God? Well, I remember the thing that happened. I don't know if you forgave him or not. Like, yeah, nah, we good. I always talk, bro. But yeah,
nah, you did exactly what our race and our nationality, and you took a lemon and you made some lemonade. I respect you for that.
Definitely.
That's exactly what you did. Instead of cowering and hiding from it, you took it and embraced it and made a positive out of it. Ain't nothing else.
Absolutely. That's what they got to know about it. That's what the kids need to hear. Get them lemons and make lemonade. Because them lemons go come. You feel me? They go come.
You got to know how to handle them lemons. You can add some sugar to it, even if you have to only can add it a grain at a time. You can add some lemons to it.
Pace yourself, indeed.
I thank you for the gems that you dropped. I'm definitely absorbing everything that you said here, and we're going to go out to this song. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful day on purpose. Thank you, Stevie Johnson. Thank you, 4-star Lamar. Make sure you catch us tomorrow morning. We have King Shot, the beautiful Kenyatta, and Solar on. Tomorrow they have some music that is dropping. If you know, Kenyatta and Solar, and all three of them are fantabulous. Nice. Have a wonderful, wonderful day on purpose. It's still morning time there, right, Stevie?
Yeah, it's 11. Still, it's 11 o'clock.
Ooh, wee. All right, everybody. Have a great one on purpose. Make sure the tournament, everybody.
July 13th. Pull up. We there having fun, having a good time.
All right. That's right. Support the kids. Gotta start over.
That's J1 Trey. Why so serious?
It's the mafia. Who next? It's the mafia. We next. It's the mafia. Who next? It's the mafia. We next. It's us against the world. It's us against Buffalo against the world. It's us against the world. It's us against it's Buffalo against the world.
That's J1 Trey. Pulling up in this big body like Gusto. Even rich like Reed and Diggs, we move so well. You should know the drill. You should know the vibes. If it ain't red, white, and blue, baby, that's not my size. It's the mafia, the fan base that'll die for ya. On Sundays, we are not cool. Any other days, we'll ride with ya. We heaven sent, we're Hamlin win. 3 spoke to God and said thanks, though. Having cool years real dope, but I really miss the fan base, though.
Now turn it up, turn it up, wait. 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 It's the mafia. Who next? It's the mafia. We next. It's the mafia. Who next? It's the mafia. We next. It's us against the world. It's us against Buffalo against the world. It's us against the world. It's us against it's Buffalo against the world.
Thank you, everybody.